Good morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel Elconin. Welcome to Pre-Market Info.
Little bit of a sell-off here, putting a damper on the whole CNBC new all-time high party because we've sold off here pretty wickedly overnight on concerns. Where else? Over in Europe. It looks like it's Italy this time there, Joel.
Well, certainly had me leaning the wrong way on the close here. Closed right on the high. You can see as we busted through that, got up to the exact Globex high from Monday, 1560.50. And then you just had a slow leak here, broke through the intraday low from yesterday, sneaked back into that 1550 handle, getting a little bounce here. Let's keep an eye low on the overnight low of 1548. We're getting a little bounce off that. But Dennis, this is just another golden opportunity to buy a lower open and then the stock strip higher. Isn't that the story with this market?
Well, it's been the story of the last month anyway. It seems like every time we get this overnight sell-off that once the market opens at 9:30, it seems to find buyers and then seems to rally all afternoon and close strong. I mean, that's what continues to happen here. I don't know if that trend's going to be bucked today or not. All I do know is
What
we do.
about window dressing? What about the end of the quarter?
Well, we have
window
that
dressing?
tomorrow. Yeah, obviously we've got the holiday on Friday, so it is the end of the quarter tomorrow. So sometimes you do see them ramp it up towards the on the end of the quarter here, and that would obviously give you a rally here maybe today and tomorrow if that was to happen. But hard to say. Whatever you expect, it usually does the opposite this market anyway. So everybody maybe expects it to rally tomorrow. Maybe it'll sell off and get all those people. Who knows? It's a crazy, wacky market. Do have Apple here, Joel, trading down $3.50. Pacific Crest saying that Apple could miss their Q2 and Q3 estimates. So Pacific Crest not bullish Apple here this morning. It's down $4 here, but you're going to probably look at that 460 number that you had talked about. It's cut through there here this morning.
Well, Pacific Crest, even though I never heard of them,
Well, they're actually pretty big. Pacific Crest getting
they're pretty
bigger.
big.
Big.
Okay,
Well, they're not
well,
Goldman Sachs or anything by any means, but I mean, they're
not,
influential. They're influential.
well, they are. They were certainly influential in this stock yesterday. Not to
Netflix, yeah.
digress too much, but yeah, they upped their target from 162 and a quarter. I wish I would have known that when it was trading at 180. But anyways,
Look at that
going
180.
to
Bring up.
Apple
Hey, go
here.
back to that Netflix chart just for a second. Bring up the daily. I was just looking at the daily on that thing. If you go to Netflix and bring up the actual from the last 2 months, that 180 crazy. Here, we'll
Oh,
wait for
right.
Joel.
It's been
Look at that
yep.
180 level. This thing is just put in a hard bottom here. I haven't looked at that Netflix chart in a little while. Wow, 175 to 180. Lots of bottoms. That's really putting a hard
Yep,
bottom.
I actually put out a blog a little while ago, and I said if this takes out 175, it's going to 160. So
Hasn't
I
taken
hope
it
you
out.
people had your yep. I hope you have your sell stops there. But going back to the Apple, kind of in a little bit of a scary range here because we're breaking below yesterday's low at 460.53. And if you look at the numbers, I got nothing but 1 stars down to Friday's low at 453.11. So that's minor support. But you got to think that 450.10, which was our low from
Yep.
Thursday,
Yep.
will come back into this area. The other thing I was thinking about with this is we've gone from 420 to 470, 50-point move there, 50% retracement, 25 points. If this thing gets under 450, 445, I think I might be licking my chops again here at the long side. But not a lot of identifiable support here in the 450 handle.
And then you got Google here, which is starting to look a little bit scary on the chart too. It
Oh
just
my
keeps
God.
consolidating here, Joel. Like I mean, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of consolidation here for Google. Basically trading between that whole 80, 480. Well, where is the low there?
Oh, it's even tighter than that.
What's
It's like eight. Well, for the last 5 trading sessions, we between 806.82 and 819 and a quarter. I
Yeah.
mean that's crazy. Double bottom here at the 0682 level and 0645. That's your major level of support. $2 away from here. Momentum through that, I expect us to go down and kiss that low at 801.45.
Yeah, but lots of consolidation. So obviously the Bulls and the Bears are having a good battle here in Google, and maybe soon we'll find out who's going to win that battle because that's major consolidation for a stock as wild as Google. Couple other ones you want to highlight too. You were saying Citigroup. You got a lot of the financials selling off here this morning, obviously on European news. Citigroup looks like it's going to open near a potential double bottom there. Yesterday's low at 44.33. We are trading right there right now, 44.34. Actually just offered at 44.30, so looks like it's going to open right up into that yesterday's low.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if it does open there. I do see a little bit of minor support here, 43.90. That was our low on the 6th, but don't like the looks of this 42 and 43 handle. I mean,
Out
it's
of
not gonna
air.
go straight bucks. Yeah, go down $2, but yeah, got two good levels to focus on and see. 44, 33 to 36, your double bottom trading below that. 44 may get you a quick bounce, but looks like Citigroup could be in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, and some of the other financials, we might as well talk about the other ones because they're all actually kissing down near the lows. Goldman Sachs, actually, if you look at the range from the last 2 days in Goldman Sachs, it's virtually identical. Basically found support down here in this whole 144.60, 144.70 area, and found resistance up here in this 148.30, 148.50 area. So support and resistance very well defined here, and it looks like we're going to open down near the support area.
Right, double bottom, 144.68 to 144.87. Haven't quite reached that yet in the pre-market. 145 is a key number here. Did just kiss it in the pre-market, 145.01. You got a little bounce here, so you bulls that are hanging in here, long-term Goldman Sachs here, break below 145, could be a little bit of trouble. The other chart that looks really interesting to me is Morgan Stanley. I mean, look at this, just hanging here above 22,
Yeah.
breaking through it in the pre-market. Time to fill the gap here under the $21 level. We got to go to 20.86, but won't go straight down a buck. And then the last financial I like to mention, kind of a concerning pattern here with Bankless of America, lower highs and the lower lows here. Looks like it has its eye on the $12 level. Keep an eye on that as support.
Yeah, so your financials here are all kissing down here on these support areas, but it's still support until it's taken out. So you can look at these things and say, oh, they're going to take them out this time. Well, that's possible. But I mean, like we've said, there's a lot of possibilities here where you could get this rally tomorrow with the whole window dressing. Seems like every time we open down, we do get a rally here. So as long as these things do stay on support, it's still support. Deutsche Bank, you just had that chart up there. That is one of the European financials that is down very significantly here this morning. A lot of European financials are holding up not bad. Deutsche Bank is down $1.75. This chart is just ugly. It has been drifting down here for the last 2 months, really, since topping out at $53 in early February. We are now under $40, trading at $38.55, and I don't know where support is on this one.
Yeah, it's through the 50% retracement here of the move we've had since the July low. That level was the $40 level. This is a weekly chart at 36 to 40 level. They blew through that in 1 week. So, if it continues to go south below the overnight low here of 38.36, perhaps if you're shorted, just throw out your bids at the half and whole numbers. But once again, here you're not trading the primary here, so the arbitrageurs have a little advantage over you.
Let's stay away from the financials here for a few minutes and move on to some of your S&P top components. General Electric, looking at the chart here, this is going to open on major support too, Joel. $23 has been absolutely enormous for this stock. Actually, I can even see it backed up with some size in the book, 163,000 shares at 23 looking to buy the stock. So that $23 is critical for this stock to hold. Cut through 23 could get interesting, but support is still support until it's taken out. I guess that's the theme today.
Yeah, it's funny. I was looking at this stock yesterday, and it just really had a hard time. I mean, it was not even though the market was rallying here, opened up relatively near the high of the day, kissed the 23.30, and just kind of drifted down. Did sneak below that in the pre-market. Did hit 22.96, but the numbers under 23 are 22.91 and 22.81. But GE also has a gap to fill. It's just been hanging. So under this $23 level, and you do have some air.
And ExxonMobil did cut through the 90 yesterday in the rally that we had all yesterday. It closed up over 90 at 90.13, but this morning getting knocked right back down here, obviously with the overall market sell-off. Trading down at 89.63 right now, so ExxonMobil pulling back after breaking through 90 yesterday.
Looking at the low from yesterday, we're still 30 cents away from that, 89.36. So if you're catching a short, off the open, maybe a bid at 89.40 here might be prudent. Coming back to the upside, I mean, look at this. I mean, it's been holding 88 to 90 yesterday. If you were shorting it at 90, maybe you took 30 cents worth of heat up to 90.30, got the close at 90.13. But I think in this one, I think the offers are going to refresh at 90 again. It's just a nice round number like that. It's been the top of the range since early February. And if you get a pop up to 90, I look at that as going to be good resistance.
Facebook here just had a quiet day again there yesterday. Actually, very quiet, wicked quiet. Only a 45-cent range, 25.03 the low. So it kissed near that $25 number that you had talked about. 25.48 the high. Closed right in the middle, but now it's kissing right down there again, trading 25.02. 25 looks like a big number for this guy.
Yep, 25.03. We talked about 25 being the 50% retracement from the 17.55 low, I believe, up to the 32. How high did it get in that move? 32.51. 50% retracement puts you here at 25. You had a low in that area back at the end of last year, 25.15. You had a low back at 24.81 in November. That's had a little gap up. Just a short-term play, technical. I'm not looking at anything. I'm looking for a couple more dips under 25 here, a few days of consolidation, and I think Facebook might be due for a little bit of a reflex rally.
Calling a little bit of a bottom there, are you, in Facebook?
Yeah, you know me. I've been calling it a bottom in Facebook since 42.
Maybe I should make a bet on you on that one, but I don't know. I don't mind the $25 number, but it starts going 24.70, 24.60. I think the stock.
You don't want to be in the loser
bucks.
category in bets like Kevin.
Kevin. He's still alive in that bet. Kevin's still alive. He's asking. It's 15.35 you got, so Kevin's actually still not in that bet. Is it 15.35, 15.65? Is that the bet you got?
Yeah, he was looking good last night.
He was. Yeah.
He was probably banking on that free subscription to premarketinfo.com, yeah. And then now he's right back in the kisser, and he's going to have to he's going to have to host the show with you one day.
Lily is had a good day yesterday, breaking out finally. We talked about Lily. Obviously, we talked about the 55, how it's been a magnet. Maybe the magnet's finally broken here. Broke out there yesterday, had a good day. Closed fairly strong. Got as high as 56.68. Closed up at 56.29. It's only a couple hundred shares traded here this morning, so not much pre-market action. But it was a nice breakout for yesterday on Lily.
Yeah, did you get a chance to play that at all? Or was
no, I still have it in my investment portfolio, but no, I didn't have it on for a trade there yesterday. I tried to play it for that breakout a couple times before, and like I said, it kept pulling back to 55, so I gave up on it from a trade perspective. Still got the investment though.
Yeah, it opened up 55.90 and it dipped under the previous day's high 55.79, and then it was off to the races. Now it's just it's hard to give a real good identifiable point on the upside, but I think that you can now rest assured there'll be good support here at 55.78, which was the low from yesterday, and 55.79 the high from Monday. So they'll be looking for some shorts to scratch their trade after letting it go almost a buck against them yesterday.
BlackBerry BBRY trading up here again this morning, up 13 cents. Obviously, they report earnings there tomorrow. Everybody will be watching to see what they're going to report. It's going to have a wild range after it reports for sure, but it's trying to crawl back here after that Goldman Sachs downgrade. Had a pretty okay yesterday, bounced up a little bit higher. It's trying, obviously there's not much above you because we had the huge breakdown from above 16. So it's all air really everywhere on this thing, but it's trying to fight its way back into that whole air and vacuum area.
Well, I wonder if that million share order is going to be reflected in this quarter. But you do have good resistance here. We are trading up, though, in the pre-market on 150,000 shares. You have two highs, 1462 to 1473, your highs for Monday and Tuesday. I expect that to be good resistance. Coming back on the downside, if you break below yesterday's low at 14 and a quarter, I don't see a lot of real estate until, $14 level, nice round number. But so far, BlackBerry shaking off the Goldman Sachs downgrade on Monday.
Cleveland Cliffs falling off a cliff here again. It seems like every other day we talk about Cleveland Cliffs being weak.
Whew.
Wow, yeah, it was starting to fight back. It had fought back for a few days. Show the pre-market chart, though. This is on 1 million shares now. Stock is trading down almost $3 here at 18.56. It just continues to drift down here in the pre-market. Credit Suisse lowers the price target. Morgan Stanley downgrades the stock. Interesting, Goldman actually upgraded. Goldman had a sell on this thing, so we should give Goldman some props on this because they had a sell on this stock, sell rating, and they just upgraded it to neutral. So interesting that they're picking today, fighting Morgan Stanley, fighting Credit Suisse. But stock here not having a good morning, just getting absolutely beat up and killed here in the pre-market.
I don't know if they're looking at a day trade here that maintains a $20 price target. So I don't know if Goldman's recommending day trades here or not. Looking at the pre-market activity, double bottom 1852 to 1853. That's support. But it's funny because I get the requests for custom level analysis, and I remember getting one in this stock here, like when it was right around the $26 level, and they did a secondary, I believe, and they were placing it at like 23.5 or 24, and I said, well, it might go to that secondary price, and it did, and then it just got way overdone. So stock's in a whole lot of trouble.
Oh.
Just keep an eye on, that 1853 to 1854. Sometimes you do get the overshoot in the pre-market. Looking longer term, we are just taking out all the numbers here. 1718 was the low in April of 2009, but don't think we're going to get there today.
I don't know. I've watched it fall. When I came in this morning, this thing was up at 19.5. Now it's at 1870. So who knows, man? Maybe
too.
What was that number you had? 1718? Is that what you said? The 2009 low?
Yeah.
1718. Well, we're $1.50 away from there, but it sure feels like it wants to go down and test that level. I don't know if it's going to get there today either, but it sure feels like that's where it's going. Stock.
Put your bid out at 1720.
I tell you, when stocks stay out of favor in this market, they are out of favor, and when they are in favor, they are in favor. Like you get a stock like Hewlett Packard doing the exact opposite. Bring up the HPQ chart again, just from a daily, just to show what this thing has done in the last 2 months. It's just straight up. It's like crazy. After it broke out above 17, and even at the beginning, end of last year when it was down at 11, this thing's quietly over doubled here now in the last 3 months. I mean, these stocks, when they get on the momentum train, it continues on for a long time. And when they're, obviously out of favor, like the Cleveland Cliffs is, continues to be out of favor for a long time. Best Buy, same story there, Joel. Just crazy. It gets down there, kisses. Everybody had it for dead last year, under $11. It's quietly doubled here. And now you look at the analysts on CNBC, and they're saying, "Oh, this is a big turnaround story." And they're just talking the stock price. They're not talking really anything else. I mean, where were they? They should have been saying this was the turnaround story when the thing was at 11, and they were all downgrading it to sell. I mean, these analysts just seem to be wrong all the time, and it makes me really nervous when I see every other day somebody upgrading the Best Buy and the Hewlett Packard. But that's my rant on the analysts. But my point I was trying to make just is that the momentum continues. The momentum trade just can continue in stocks for a very long time, and it's hard to fight that momentum, even on the overall market. I mean, it has just been buy the pullback every time it pulls back. Even this morning, we've bottomed out at 1548, but we've come back 2.5 points here now, and you just wonder if we're going to be up here or if we're going to, continue to see strength here in the afternoon.
Yep, I'm looking at 1554 and a quarter as a swing number here. If we do get any kind of rally, I'm going to look at that as resistance. That was the high that you had at 6 a.m. this morning. Coming back on the downside, the levels that you got to keep an eye on. You got the 48 low in the pre-market. Tuesday's Globex low 14 1546.75 to 1547. That was Monday's close. So you have some identifiable support down there. And let's just see if this market can do what it usually does on these fairly big down openings.
That's our show for today, guys. Have a great trading day, and we will be back with you tomorrow.